For people who have been subscribed to this channel for quite some time now, when it comes to bizarre airplane incidents, there are two people I have covered quite extensively. One of them, of course, being the woman known as Tiffany G. Now, many people still do not believe this is the same woman that was seen on that American Airlines flight, and the other being Tom Cowling, whose story is lesser known. Now, even though Tom Cowling's incident is not as well known as Tiffany G's, what happened to Tom is very similar to what happened to Tiffany. Matter of fact, what happened to Tom actually occurred first. His flight incident occurred on June 30th. Tiffany's occurred on July 2nd. I am going to go ahead and play the video footage of his Ryanair flight in Croatia just as a refresher.
Yo! Hey mate, just everyone is, come on please! You! Marco and Tony Barrera, it's your time!
Look at everyone filming, man! What's wrong? Yo! Get him out!
The very first video is not only very mysterious, but it's also very annoying as well because you constantly hear this woman yell out, "Yo, yo, yo," multiple times. Is she doing that to be obnoxious, or as other people have theorized, is she trying to drown out whatever Tom Cowling is trying to say? As I said in the beginning of this video, most of the people that are subscribed to this channel are already familiar with this story. But many people still ask, what happened to Tom? Are there any updates? Well, I am pleased to say there finally is an update to Tom Cowling's whereabouts. Now, what I found very bizarre about Tom Cowling's flight is exactly that. There was no updates, no coverage to exactly what went down on his flight. Here is what's actually very bizarre. If you Google Tom Cowling's name, Tom Cowling is a professional boxer. At that time, he was 10-0, a rising star in the boxing world, especially in the United Kingdom. If you Google his name and click the news, you will not find one news article that references what took place on that Xandar flight on June 30th. Isn't that just bizarre? An up-and-coming boxer in the United Kingdom who has a perfect record, his name is not linked to what occurred on this flight. A mysterious event that occurred on his flight just 2 days prior to the very popular Tiffany G, and his name is not even cross-referenced in the news. The only time you will find news articles as to what occurred on this flight is when you type in "British boxer tries to open the plane door." Then you will start to see news articles related to this story. These news articles will say that he tried to open the plane door, but as we saw on video, he was nowhere near the plane door. Whatever he was sitting next to scared him. He got up, he said he had to go tell the pilots, but before he could do so, he was instantly tackled. And what's very strange, just like Tiffany G's flight, nobody points the camera over to his seating location to see what scared this man. Nobody gets up to investigate. There could have been a real danger sitting next to him. And again, just like with Tiffany G's flight, nobody investigates his seating location. Now that we're all caught up, the main question happens to be, what happened to Tom? We never get a definite update in the news. Well, we do have some current information as of 2024. But back in 2023, a couple days after this incident occurred, the only news article to ever give us an update was ladbible.com. The title of this article happens to be "Furious British Boxer Restrained After Trying to Open Plane Door During Flight. Xandar Police Department said the passenger was arrested at the scene. Many people believe that Tom Cowling was at an event called the Hideout Festival where heavy partying takes place, so they attribute this incident to drug use. But if you look at Tom Cowling's Twitter page, you will see that he was in Croatia for a boxing event. Zadar Police Department said the passenger was arrested at the scene and following an investigation was taken to the Criminal Misdemeanor Department of the Municipal Court in Zadar. Suspicion of having committed the crime of coercion against an official and a misdemeanor from Art 6 of the Act on Offenses Against Public Order and Peace. Now get this, while he was in care of the police, Tom Cowling offered active resistance all the time. This man could not calm down after he was taken off the flight. Now, when he went to court, he was still in a very distracted state to where he had to go to the hospital that appears in every one of these bizarre plane stories. This is where he still continued to physically attack the police. Whatever Tom Cowling saw, the self-disciplined, well-trained boxer disturbed him so much that even days later, Tom Cowling still could not calm down. Things become even stranger because that would actually be the last news article on Tom Cowling. There were absolutely no updates to this man for almost an entire year. But how could that be? How could a professional boxer 10-0 who has fans, an up-and-coming rising star in the boxing world, just simply disappear? Why is nobody talking about this man's story the same way they are talking about Tiffany G? What happened on this Ryanair flight only happened 3 days prior to Tiffany G's flight. So why are news and media not comparing these two similar incidents? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But like I said, when it comes to his story, there was absolute silence. There was activity on his Twitter page. He would like post here and there, but he would never create any post himself. He would never give his fans any updates on his whereabouts. There would be no interviews. There would be no explanations given. Whatever occurred on this flight was simply swept under the rug. Here's where things get even weirder. As of March 21st, 2024, after Tom Cowling has not been seen for months, like I said, almost a year, out of nowhere, Newark's Tom Cowling will headline Crash Bang Wallop Night of Boxing Packed with Stars of the Future. Nothing in this article from Newark Advertiser mentions what occurred on that Ryanair flight. Matter of fact, they don't even bring up the incident. The only thing that they say is that Tom Cowling was on the sidelines for a year. The article continues to say, the night of the Prospect show is promising to showcase tomorrow's talent today. But it's fair to say Cowling, who will be stepping up to super middleweight, needs little introduction to Newark fight fans. He needs little introduction, he has fans, yet nobody, including news and media, are talking about his bizarre flight and his even stranger disappearance after the flight. As a person who looks for a deeper meaning in everything, I find it kind of ominous that this article says he's a new man. He's trained well, and I feel sorry for his opponent as he's got a lot of frustrations to get out. He disappears for a whole year, now he's a new man. I am kind of getting they clone Tyrone kind of vibes here. Well, here's where things get even weirder, and I feel like I have been saying weird, strange, bizarre a lot in this video. So he has this very important boxing match in March, the first boxing match he has had in almost a year. A boxing match that will put his name on the map. Well, let's see some video footage of this very important boxing match. Well, come to find out, there is none. When you search Tom Cowling versus Tomas Fells, and I do apologize if I'm saying his name incorrectly, Night of Prospects, you will get a site, San Angelo Live. Live, Tom Cowling versus Tomas Fells, live boxing. So you would think that this will show the boxing match. Right under this title of this link, it says March 23rd, 2024. Training tirelessly day in and day out, Tom Cowling versus Tomas Fells poured his heart and soul into his craft. He sparred with Season. Let's click the link to see the rest. Maybe we'll see the fight. This is what happens when you click the link. Well, maybe if we click on videos on Google, we will then be able to find video footage of the fight. But when you click on videos, there is only one video. It's a post-interview after the fight.
Joined by victorious Tom Cowling. Tom, how are you, mate?
Good, Andy, thank you. Nice one.
So, first fight of the year. Break that down for me.
Yeah, it was good to be back in there after a year. I enjoyed it, so knocked some ring rust off. Now, hopefully get a bigger fight now in the next one.
A few cobwebs there.
Yeah, a few cobwebs, but after a year you expect that, so, but no, I enjoyed it. Good to be in front of my own fans again, and yeah, got the buzz back.
Really good atmosphere out there tonight. Really good show, wasn't it? Adam, break Tom's fight down for me.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of nerves. Been out a year, bit, like I say, rust. He was rusty, but obviously there were spells in the fight where you see his class. He never looked in trouble. He was quite confident there, and when he lets his hands go, he hurts you. So I can understand why the lads sort of wanted to stay away. I think he took a couple of early rounds, and yeah, I think it wobbled him. I think he might have buzzed him a couple of times, and yeah, but it's just, I think for Tom, it was just a case of getting him back in the ring and doing what he does best, and you know, getting the feel for it again. And like I say, hopefully we can now push on. He's got that rust off, and then push on for bigger things for him.
As you both just said there, that one's out of the way now. You can expect that little bit of ring rust from being out the ring. So, that's 11-0. Are we looking at area titles?
Well, I was able to actually find some photos of this boxing match, and these photos are even weirder. They're close-ups of Tom in a dark background with no audience. So the only way you can really describe this case is, well, as weird, as strange. This boxer, like I said, this well-disciplined boxer, something frightens him on his flight. He's tackled, he's arrested, he can't calm down for days. He disappears for a year, nobody asks any questions. Then all of a sudden, he's headlining a boxing match. A boxing match where you cannot find any video footage and just very bizarre photos. Yet still no interviews conducted, no explanation as to what took place on his flight. This most recent boxing interview, after this match, there were no questions on what happened on the flight. There were no questions as to why he went missing for a year, as to why he stopped boxing for a year. It's as if whatever happened on that Ryanair flight never happened. Tom Cowling's case will always remain a mystery to me. Even after a year, we are left with more questions than we are answers. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.